Okay, so are you ready for this one?
Yeah, hit me.
We're diving into La Hacienda Restaurant
Okay.
in Indiana,
All right.
but we're not just here for the food,
Right.
even though I hear the salsa's amazing.
Interesting.
We're here for the ghost stories.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So,
Yeah, you're in for a treat with this one.
okay.
There's just something about a place with history
Yeah,
that really gets those spooky gears turning, you know?
it's true.
It's like these stories give us a way to connect with the past,
Yeah,
to confront those big questions about life and what might come after.
I know. And La Hacienda has a history
Right.
that's practically overflowing with stories.
Interesting.
We're digging into this article by Martha Russell
Okay.
called The Haunted Hacienda,
Hmm.
Unraveling the Ghostly Mysteries of La Hacienda Restaurant in Indiana.
Catchy title.
I know, right?
Yeah.
And it's got all the juicy details.
Okay, what do we got?
So picture this. Early 1900s.
Mm-hmm.
The building is standing tall,
Okay.
but it wasn't always a restaurant.
Oh,
It's been a family home,
okay.
a general store.
Wow.
Talk about layers of history.
Yeah, and those layers are like fuel for the imagination.
Right.
You start thinking about the families who live there, the shopkeepers, the customers.
Yeah.
Each one leaves a little bit of themselves behind.
Ooh.
And sometimes that energy lingers.
I'm getting chills already.
Right.
But then the story takes a little bit of a dark turn.
Oh.
A tragic fire ripped through the building,
Oh, no.
sometime in the early 1920s.
Mhm.
The article doesn't get into specifics about the year, but it does mention that several people lost their lives,
Oh, wow.
including a mother and her child.
Awful.
Yeah.
And it's heartbreaking, isn't it?
Mhm.
And it's that emotional weight that often anchors these ghost stories.
Yeah.
The image of a mother and child that taps into our deepest fears and sympathies,
Right.
making the idea of their presence lingering all the more potent.
It definitely sets the stage for some spine-tingling tales.
For sure.
According to the article, there are two main entities said to haunt La Hacienda.
Okay.
First, we've got the classic woman in white.
Classic.
Late at night, you catch a glimpse of a figure out of the corner of your eye,
Yeah.
draped in white,
Okay.
by the windows or downstairs near the basement.
Mhm.
Some people have even claimed to see her reflection, only to turn around and find absolutely nothing there.
Wow.
Yeah.
The woman in white is like a fixture in ghost stories worldwide.
Right.
She represents something both familiar and deeply unsettling.
Yeah.
Is she a restless spirit trapped between worlds, or just a lingering echo of past tragedies?
It's true.
It's those unanswered questions that keep us coming back for more.
It's like the mystery itself is part of the allure, right?
Right.
But wait, there's another resident ghost to contend with at La Hacienda.
Oh.
This one is less about sorrow and more about, mischief.
Okay.
We're talking plates jumping off shelves,
Oh.
chairs moving on their own,
What?
and disembodied whispers echoing through the building.
Oh my goodness.
It's like having like a ghostly roommate who likes to play pranks. Yeah.
Right, right.
But let's get back to the article because things are about to get even more interesting.
Okay.
Martha Russell includes this first-hand account
Mm-hmm.
from a waitress at La Hacienda.
Okay.
And let me tell you, it's a real page-turner.
Oh, there's nothing quite like a first-hand account to really draw you in.
Right.
It's one thing to hear about these things in the abstract, but when you have someone describing their own personal experience, it becomes so much more real.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So picture this. The waitress is closing up late one night,
Mm-hmm.
and she already feels that kind of nervous energy in the air.
Yeah.
You know, that feeling that someone's watching you.
Oh, absolutely. Late at night in an empty restaurant, your senses are heightened.
Yeah,
Every creak and groan takes on a new meaning.
totally.
Right.
So she's wiping down tables.
Mhm.
She hears footsteps behind her.
Okay.
She quickly turns around expecting to see a coworker or maybe even a late-night customer, but there's no one there.
A classic ghost story setup.
I know.
It's those moments of unexpected silence, the absence of something you thought was there,
Yeah.
that can be the most unnerving.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
And it gets even weirder.
Okay.
She tries to shake it off, but a few minutes later, bam! A shadowy figure darts across the room and disappears into the kitchen.
Oh my gosh.
At this point, she's thinking maybe it was just a coworker playing a prank, right?
Right. A perfectly reasonable assumption.
Right.
It's natural to try and find a rational explanation for these things.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But here's the thing.
Okay.
When she goes into the kitchen to investigate, it's absolute chaos.
Oh no.
Pots and pans strewn everywhere.
What?
Like someone had a wild kitchen dance party.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
But the truly freaky part.
What's that?
She said it all happened so fast, like inhumanly fast.
See, that detail is what really sets this account apart.
Yeah.
It's one thing to see a fleeting shadow or hear a noise you can't explain, but the sheer speed and force implied by this event suggests something truly outside the realm of normal experience.
It definitely makes you think, right?
Right.
And here's the thing about La Hacienda.
Okay.
They've really embraced their ghostly reputation.
Interesting.
According to the article, they've even had ghost hunters come in with all their fancy equipment trying to capture evidence of the paranormal.
It's interesting how these stories become woven into the fabric of a place for La Hacienda.
Right.
The ghosts are part of their identity, part of what makes them unique.
It's like they've become a tourist attraction for ghost enthusiasts.
Right.
But what's interesting is that La Hacienda seems to approach it all with a sense of respect.
Yeah.
You know, it's not about exploiting the stories for profit, but more about acknowledging this other layer of history that exists alongside the restaurant itself.
You've hit on a key point there.
Right.
It's about finding that balance. You can acknowledge the stories, even celebrate them, without, disrespecting the potential for something truly unexplained to be happening.
Exactly. And to be fair, the article mentions that La Hacienda emphasizes the mostly harmless nature of these spirits.
Okay.
So it's more like dining with friendly ghosts than, say, starring in your own horror movie.
Right, exactly. And that ties back to what we were saying earlier about our fascination with these stories.
Yeah.
It's not always about fear, is it?
Right.
Sometimes it's about that sense of wonder, that little shiver of excitement, at the thought that there might be more to the world than we can see or explain.
It's like that feeling you get when you hear a really good story, and for a moment, you're completely transported.
Yes.
I
know exactly what you mean.
And after reading this article, I'm definitely feeling the urge to experience La Hacienda for myself.
Yeah.
Maybe order some of that delicious sounding salsa and see if I can sense any ghostly vibes.
Right.
Right?
Now you're talking.
Yeah.
There's nothing quite like experiencing a place firsthand, especially when it comes to these kinds of stories.
Right.
And who knows, maybe you'll have your own encounter to tell us about.
I know, right?
But until then, let me leave you with this thought. If you could sit down with one of the spirits of La Hacienda, who would you choose and what would you ask them?
Ooh.
What secrets do you think those old walls are hiding?
That's a good one.
Right.
And you know what? Maybe some mysteries are better left unsolved.
Maybe so.
A little intrigue keeps things interesting, right?
Absolutely. It's all about embracing the unknown.
Well said. Well, this deep dive has definitely worked up my appetite for both spooky stories and some amazing Mexican food.
Right.
Thanks for joining me on this journey.
The pleasure was all mine.
And to all of you listening, until next time, keep exploring, keep asking questions, and keep that sense of wonder alive.